Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the RationalInvestor.com's Daily Brief Recap. Great to see Kevin's totally on the ball here. Has everything all ready to go, and YouTube page is kicking butt. So thank you so much, sir. We had a fun daily brief today. It was about an hour and a half of Brian freestyling. Actually, we had a whole bunch of fun topics we covered. Thank you so much, sir. Hey, it looks like we're kicking butt there. So the market really isn't doing a heck of a lot right now. I'm a little concerned about people putting on positions ahead of a big Fed announcement. Our rule is don't trust the trading first hour following the Fed announcement, so be careful there. I'd also say, too, our breadth indicators, not quite overbought on the slow. Fast was overbought. We might tick higher here. There are some gaps on the S&P slightly higher. But on balance, I'm looking for some sort of top somewhere up here. Definitely the end of the summer. Heading into the fall and the U.S. election, always a challenge. And there were some market prognosticators calling for tops. The end of the month here, so I have gone and started accumulating put options on big index ETF and currency ETFs. Nothing really to report to you here on this free YouTube page. If anything, what I'm kind of thinking right now, and of course it makes perfect sense, public media completely thinking one directional, US dollars crashing, blah, blah, blah. We're still ahead of the Fed announcement. They didn't make their announcement in about a half an hour. My hunch is we probably have to trade down to this level, but this is the end of the move, not the beginning. So, there might be some fireworks all around this level, but I wouldn't be selling currencies against the U.S. dollar here. Or I wouldn't be buying my currencies against the U.S. dollar. Buying my U.S. dollars versus currencies here? Is that what I'm trying to say? Selling my I'd actually prefer to sell international currencies at these lofty levels and buy US dollars here. That's what I'm trying to say. And actually I've even done that on some of the commodity currencies. I've gone and started to buy put options. So just FYI, that's what I'm doing. Risk on, risk off. Theoretically, this is a risk on message, so not really a big surprise to see stocks moving up. But, we are heading into that FOMC announcement event. Could we move up? Yeah, sure. There is still another little cheeky gap on the S&Ps, a little bit higher. But at the same time, too, now downside risk is starting to look pretty palatable. See 50% levels all the way down here. So, like I said a moment ago, I'm starting to accumulate some puts there. I think it's a good idea always to have a bit of insurance on the books. Just make sure your butt's covered. And, if we do start melting down into the fall, the options I'm buying are March options. So that gives you an idea how long a window I'm giving myself on this trade. Our recent oil example, sitting basically right at our recent fail level. Remember, we went through exactly the same thing last little trade demonstration. So we'll see how this goes. And again, if US dollar is near some sort of pivot and actually all these things start correcting back the other direction, I would expect to see stocks come off and I would expect to see oil come off. So we will see what happens. Ahead of the Fed announcement, though, it doesn't surprise me. Everything's just sort of stuck here. Bonds, same sort of thing, right up against the top end of the range. It could probably move a little bit higher to hit this AB equals CD objective. And I've been putting lots of sort of messages and stuff out. I do believe the gold's getting up into targeting areas, into profit objective areas. And that's a pretty long one-way directional move. Could we have some sort of play against these lows over here over maybe the next few weeks? Sure. That wouldn't be shocking whatsoever. So, FYI, I sold, I've been selling a lot of sort of gold proxies, junior stocks in the gold space, Newmont mining call options that doubled, all that kind of stuff. I'm ringing the register quite a bit on whatever gold and gold names I had on the books. Little junior stocks versus seniors. I wouldn't interpret too much into this given the Fed. It is interesting. One of Kevin's stocks was just recently added to the Russell 2000, Russell 3000. I'll tell you, the Russell 2000 getting a lot of interest these days. So we'll see how we do after the Fed. We might roll over here. If we do break out higher, then that's a good sign for the junior market. Here's yet another example of the junior market doing very, very well. This is just a blink charging warrant that I bought back here at like 30, 35, 40 cents. And I've just been selling the whole way up. And look at this son of a gun go here. And the irony of it all is I'm a big fan of this Faugenbaum principle. And interestingly enough, that's painting an objective of about 6.5. Probably hit that by the end of the day. So a very, very bullish market state. And actually you can see we could even do Faugenbaums off of these levels. And then these numbers just get ridiculous. There we are, $16.22. That's not a bad objective. So make hay while the sun's shining. Great part I'm in this one. I did follow my plan, sell hives on doubles, and I'll just keep spoon feeding as they take the market higher. And if you don't think that can happen, I was really proud of the community. I didn't particularly take the trade because, I mean, I'm not really that interested in Tupperware, to be honest with you. But what a fantastic analogy. Who gives a shit about the story? Just buy the chart. So we had a bunch of, we have a TRI Secret Options Formula Club meetings, which is basically a meeting for our more veteran traders. And beautiful W's. Big Rooster, big shout out to Big Rooster, Ryan, all those kind of guys. Kevin, did you ever get in on this one? I don't know whether Kevin's here or not.
I didn't, no.
Oh, you loser.
That's a bummer, yeah. I wish I did.
I'm a loser too. Never got into it. But wow, what a chart. Holy free holies. So you can imagine a bunch of TRIers are very, very happy campers here this morning. But anyway, the point that I'm just trying to make here for you guys is I've kind of said this to you before. I sure hope the message is getting out. Try not to put yourself into a position where you're predicting what's going to happen. And if this happens, I'm rich. If that happens, I'm not. And just put yourself into a position where if this thing does keep going nuts, so you just keep ringing the register, sell halves on doubles, and who knows where the hell these damn things can go. Interestingly enough, actually on Bitcoin, I thought it was fascinating. I heard people saying that they're banging out doubles on Bitcoin off of the levels that they bought down in here. I thought that was so cool. So it just goes to show now anybody who stepped up and had the balls to buy down in here, they're on a risk-free trade now. So congratulations. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Freezy who posted that. Looking at Bitcoin in the short term, like a kind of, well, I was saying to the community here just a few minutes ago. You can see there's a Faugenbaum there. There's another one there. I wouldn't be surprised if we have to work our way a bit higher. You can see the parking garage. I love this parking garage concept. That's technically off of this level, so I don't know whether I have to adjust it for that level. But, you know, up into this area again, it's probably a pretty good reference. You know, I think we had showed you guys of late, there were setups that came in to get you long through that run. That was interesting to see. Charlie now is putting in double bottoms. Ethereum, of course, got double bottoms working. Some fun Faugenbaum levels here, gee whiz. I could easily see Litecoin double in price. Keep in mind, these are weekly price charts. But you know, getting back to Bitcoin, I do understand that some people were kind of like, Brian, I'm thinking long, man. I want to buy. I know you're thinking top and you want to sell, but I want to buy. So we always have to keep that sort of perspective open for the community, show both sides of the trade. I did not take this setup, and I've told you guys in the public repeatedly that I didn't, but I do remember specifically pointing these out. So the classic 2-to-1 LJ trendline break, first structure on the other side trendline, that says hit its objective. The bot, and if you front ran the bot, you're even awesomer. I don't know. It kind of doesn't look like. Let's see what this number is here. 8830, and we have 883063. Oh, better make sure that's a bit crisper. And just FYI, if you do decide to replicate or emulate some of the trading methodology I do, you have to have these bot levels exactly accurate. You can't really fudge around with this. And when it comes to TradingView, this is the only way that you can really do that. 80, 30, 63, 80, 30, 63. There we go. All right, so let's see what we got here. All right, so move stop to trailing 1144198. High here was 11417, so that has not been hit yet. So stop should still be sitting at scratch on this thing, and actually, the way that I would play this if I was in it is my stop would be at the scratch level because the 50% has been hit. And if I did get stopped out, this would basically be my profit. Woohoo! But it's better than losing money because of commissions and slippage. So as it stands right now, I still don't see any reason why we can't work our way up here. The problem, of course, here is Fed. So does the Fed come out and shit on us and all the risk assets start coming back down to earth? There is definitely that realistic possibility. It is out there. The issue here, though, is I think crypto kind of has the wind at its back in that I believe that Ethereum here is rallying into its big fundamental event. I think this is a buy the rumor, sell the news. Interesting how that's the 4th or 5th of August. So it's actually beyond this month-end date. It'll be really interesting to see. Like you can see, I've got levels already in mind. This is the old highs. From that level there. So I'm already thinking sort of that where am I looking for the top? And then if we think about selling against highs, I actually do like the idea buy the rumor. The event happens, the weekly and monthly charts start printing W's, and then we start coming back down. So we'll see how it goes. That's sort of my expectation. And as you can see, this is getting to be one hell of a busy chart in here. We're a great application of good old fog and loan there. Wow, it's beautiful. Okay, so when it comes to crypto, it's kind of like path of least resistance appears to still be up, which is good. And of course we've got this big fundamental catalyst coming down the pike. I don't know whether I'm really a big fan of shorting. I do like the idea of accumulating puts, and now we're starting to get to the point where TRI SOF formula numbers actually start lining up. And I actually do like the numbers on the Ethereum. I told you recently I did go and buy one put, or well, I think it was 3 puts, on the Ethereum for December. So we get that rally through that August peak, and I might even just go add to that position. We had a long conversation in the daily brief about this image. I highly encourage you to look at your altcoins versus some sort of base currency and not Bitcoin. So if you look at this image, and this is just a random basket of sort of medium grade cryptocurrencies, you'll notice that the trend, quote unquote, is up on all of these. And it doesn't really matter what Bitcoin's doing here. If you value them versus Bitcoin, obviously the shit's going to be all over the board. But as it stands here, I don't see anything that's really broken down per se. Like I said, I'm actually seeing signs like Litecoin versus USD is breaking out. Ethereum versus USD is breaking out. So I'm not really the biggest fan of like outright shorting. I do like the idea of having some puts on the books, TRI SOFs, make some money if the market has to consolidate for a bit. But I don't know whether I really even like the idea of aggressively shorting crypto. I actually, and I've publicly said this, believe that pullbacks are buying opportunities. I thought this Ambrosio is a really good example of exactly that. yesterday and the day before, where in essence this thing got bid up pretty high versus Bitcoin. And Bitcoin has its rally, and all they do is they just bring this thing back down into the original bottom in a big fat reload zone. And what a surprise! Zingo, straight back up we go. So, you might actually even look at your coins versus Bitcoin, and you actually see, hey, there's some opportunities here. But the most important thing here is if you're going to be investing in these shit coins and their stories, you got to know the story. And the whole reason why you're investing is you like the story. It's good fundamental story, good structure. You know where the insiders are along. You know what the project is. You know where they're going. They don't have too many coins out, blah, 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 blah. So first thing first, don't even consider buying any of this shit until you know the actual story of the coin. Once you've done that, pull up your levels, get to work. All right, I think I'll probably leave the free broadcast at that today. Not too long. As I said, we got Fed announcement here shortly, so my hunch is probably maybe within the next hour or so, everything could look completely different. So there's no point in any coming up with any grand conclusions. We'll take a look again after the dust settles, and tomorrow morning we might have a really interesting report of this sort of the follow through following what the Fed announced and how the market reacted. Okay, everybody, all the best and bye for now.